Desmond Bane plays the hero. Is this the turning point for the Orlando Magic? Is this the turning point for Desmond Bane? The Magic sure hope so today on Locked On Magic.
You are Locked On Magic, your daily Orlando Magic podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And you are indeed Locked On Magic. Today is November 10th. It will be November 11th, 2025. My name is Philip Rossman-Reich. I'm the senior writer over at OrlandoMagicDaily.com, credentialed member of the Orlando Magic media since the 2012 season, coming to you from the Kia Center. On today's episode of Locked On Magic, Desmond Bane has his moment. Why this can be a turning point for him and for the team. Can the team finally build some momentum? We'll get to that as the Magic defeat the Portland Trailblazers 115-112. But first, we want to thank you again for making Locked On Magic part of your day every day, no matter when you listen to us, whether it's first thing in the morning, whether it's right when we upload. We truly appreciate you making Locked On Magic part of your day every day. You can make Locked On Magic even bigger part of your day by making us your first listen of the day, by being part of our Everydayers Club, being an everydayer in Orlando Magic Daily. No matter when you listen to us, we appreciate you. We appreciate you making us part of your daily podcast rotation. The Locked On Podcast Network is now the #1 sports podcast network. Thank you all for your support. It's all part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode of Locked On Magic is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. This Orlando Magic team is looking for any kind of momentum they can get. It has been a frustrating start. Everybody can feel it. I can see it in your comments. I can see it in the Twitter mentions. I'm feeling it. Everyone knows what this team is capable of and realizes they're not reaching their potential. And no player has frankly exemplified these frustrations quite like Desmond Bane. Like, Desmond Bane was supposed to be the guy that fixes everything, that makes everything so much easier. And instead, through these first 11 games now, everything has felt harder. It's felt more difficult. It's felt more complicated. Nothing is coming easy for this team. And everything is needed to be reconfigured and reworked out. And the fact that the Magic just haven't been able to get the most out of Desmond Bane, and it deserves its own segment. It deserves an examination. I wrote about it this afternoon. It has been the most frustrating thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you after a 115-112 win that everything is solved, that everything is hunky-dory. Momentum is the next day's picture. We're going to find out what works Wednesday night at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. I'm not going to tell you that it's all fixed. There is still so much work to do. But as Desmond Bane put it after the game, moments like this can build momentum. Moments like this can reveal character. Moments like this can be a turning point for a team. We'll get into why the Magic were in a situation with the ball with 1.9 seconds left, because it was a roller coaster to get to that point. It was a roller coaster to be at that moment. But what matters now, what matters is the lead of this podcast, is the lead story, is what happened on that last shot. As much as we don't want to care about last shots, as much as it's about the 48 minutes, a game is decided on each possession, and Desmond Bane delivered on the critical possession. Tie game with 1.9 seconds left. The Magic inbound the ball to Desmond Bane coming across the top of the lane, and he hits a off-balance fading three, the toughest three he has taken all year long, and it plops right into the middle of the net. Celebration ensues. They storm the court, and the fans didn't storm the court, but the players storm the court. They mob Desmond Bane, and all of a sudden, it all felt right. It all felt like, yes, this is how it's supposed to be. This was the only three that Desmond Bane made on the night. He was 1 for 6, and we're happy that he took 6 threes after taking only 1 on Sunday against the Boston Celtics. He finished with 22 points on just 9 for 19 shooting. Committed 3 turnovers, hardly perfect. Had 7 assists. But it's more than that. It was that, A, he got 19 shots. He got 6 threes. He put those shots up. He was aggressively looking for his own shot, but never doing it too aggressively. Still getting the ball around, still passing it, still finding guys open, still using the attention and gravity that he gets to make others better. He delivered for this team. He delivered what they needed when they needed it, and obviously finished with that big three at the end. It has not been an easy season for Desmond Bane. We could dive into so many numbers that just say that Bane hasn't quite found his fit, and that Bane hasn't put together the season that he or this team hoped for from the start. Entering the game, Bane was averaging 14.2 points per game and shooting just 29.3% from three. He's only averaging 4.1 attempts per game, 3-point attempts per game. Those are all the lowest since his rookie year. His usage rate has been a really fickle thing. He had a 30% usage rate in that opening game against the Miami Heat, 23 points, 3 3-pointers, when we all thought, oh, this is going to work so perfectly. But since then, and I'm not including tonight, which I don't quite have the numbers up yet on that, entering tonight, since that game, he hasn't had a usage rate higher than 23%. Paolo and Franz have had fewer touches, and that was expected, obviously, when you're adding a guy like Desmond Bane that's going to get more touches. But no one's gotten fewer touches than he did last year than Desmond Bane. Bane has been just a little bit behind the eight ball and hasn't quite been able to put all those pieces together. Tonight, obviously, that changed. Tonight, obviously, the Magic got him the ball so much more. Usage rate, 27.7%. More in line with that of being a star. We could talk about Franz Wagner later. But the Magic got Desmond Bane the ball. The Magic kept him involved, kept him in the flow of the game. And so when it came time to make that big shot, he was in rhythm. He was aggressive. He was in it. And he delivered. That's all the Magic have wanted from him. That's all the Magic have needed from him. And again, after Sunday's game where he just didn't get enough shots, this is exactly the kind of moment that he needed. The question, of course, is whether you can keep this going, whether it continues, whether it stops. Who knows? But this can be a turning point game. Everybody has been feeling the pressure. Everybody has been feeling we've got to make this work. And you can see everyone pressing and trying to do too much at times. It's one of the reasons why the Magic's turnovers have been up. And look, Orlando did a much better job on turnovers. 17 for 29 against Boston on Sunday, against the number one team in the league at forcing turnovers. Orlando had 13 for only 12 points. So didn't kill them. Forced 10, they scored 16. So the Magic got more out of their turnovers than Portland did out of theirs. Big factor in this game. The question is this the turning point for Desmond Bane? Now that he knows a little bit better how to make this work, how to make this fit, how to keep the ball moving, how to be a factor, the freedom and permission to be aggressive. Is this the thing that unlocks the next steps for the Magic? Again, I'm not going to sit here and say everything's fixed. I still want Desmond Bane to get more threes. I don't think he shot enough threes tonight. The team passed on some open threes that they got to take, and we'll get to the three-point shooting here in a bit. But this moment, this critical moment, it's proof of concept. You want to be process over results, and it's great to say that. It's great to be about that. But sometimes you need some results. Results give faith in the process. As much as you want to believe, we are doing the right things and the results will take care of themselves, you actually do need results for confirmation. We're all human. We all react to what's happening. And the Magic have to hope that a shot like this takes the lid off the rim, takes the pressure off, and allows Dez to finally be himself and see what being himself does for this team. It was not just Desmond Bane who needed this confidence boost. It was the Orlando Magic themselves. How the Magic may have shown signs of building momentum and the work that they still have to do. We'll get to that coming up here in just a moment. But first, today's episode of Locked On Magic is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. The NBA is back, and boy, was this a night in the NBA. I'm recording this here at 10:52 here at the Kia Center. We obviously had the Magic game. We got the Pistons and the Wizards. We got the Heat and the Cavs, which is still going on in overtime as I'm recording. There's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter or overtime comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team is making that late push. The Orlando Magic have been favored in all 11 games that they have played so far. I would predict, it's not up there yet, but I would predict Wednesday's game at New York will be the first time this season the Magic are underdogs, are betting underdogs. It's Paolo Banchero's birthday on Wednesday. He loves playing in Madison Square Garden. Maybe that'll be enough to counteract the national TV jinx, and I'm sure that line will be a bit spicy for you Magic fans. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So take advantage. Head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Today's episode of Locked On Magic is also brought to you by our friends over at Mint Mobile. If you're still overpaying for wireless, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. I said yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for just $15 a month. Mint makes it simple. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your own phone and keep your same number and contacts. The setup is super easy. You keep your number, and then you're running in minutes. Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. That's mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. Upfront payment of $45 required. It's equivalent to $15 per month. Limited time new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. We want to thank you for making Locked On Magic your first listen of the day, and thank you again for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network your team every day. Obviously, it's a big night for Desmond Bane. Again, it wasn't just the last shot. Like the last shot, obviously, like is the cherry on top. But he was aggressive from the rip. Like every time he caught the ball, he was moving. He was either taking the three. Which again, there are threes left on the board here. He was either taking the three or attacking immediately, getting downhill, getting to the basket, finding open players. Bane has been obviously not quite the shooter and scorer we've wanted this year, but I've been really impressed with Bane's playmaking. He has generally made good decisions and generally been aggressive. Like he's contributed to this team, even if the shot's not falling. And I think that is a credit to him. Obviously, the Magic got him for shooting. They got him for that 3-point and that floor spacing. It's been used, but we need to see the shots go in. Momentum, though, is the next day's pitcher. That's a phrase that I like and I use, probably overuse. It's cliche. But the Magic still have a lot to do, a lot to build on. And it feels like after every win we ask, like, well, is this it? Is this where they turn the corner? Is this where they become the team that everybody knows they can be? Is this the moment? Is a buzzer-beating shot the confidence-building shot that they need to take that step? Is this when the team builds that momentum? When they turn 1 win into 2, 2 wins into 3, 3 wins into 4, 4 wins into 5 of 7, 5 of 7 into 10 of 14 or 10 of 13? Is this when they start making that move? And obviously, like the schedule's not super set up for it, but they might be kind of puttering along here for a little bit. But again, they're capable of winning these games. Like, can they go into New York and win? Absolutely. Are they going to? We're going to find out. But there was a lot in this game beyond just Bane that hinted at, okay, they can find it again. First is, of course, the response to the turnovers. Jamal Mosley was heavy on the turnovers in his postgame on Sunday. 17 turns for 29 points. He referenced it again in today's postgame. But the Magic came in for their shoot around, for their walkthrough. They were shown all the turnovers, and they made a concerted effort to get rid of them. Again, 13 points for 13 turnovers for 12 Portland points. You could survive that, especially against a team that lives off of turnovers. Only 10 fast break points for the Blazers. So really good defense on that front. Honestly, the third quarter, when the Magic really took control of this game, went up by 11 at one point in the third quarter. That was the best defensive quarter we've seen from the Magic in a very long time. It was the first time, I don't know if I want to count the Charlotte-Washington games, but first time since the second quarter against Washington, where they looked like the Orlando Magic that we know. It might have been slow grind on offense. It might have been a lot of free throws. The Magic took a lot of free throws in that third quarter. But their defense was the thing that led the way. And if they're going to change, if they're going to recover, if they're going to get back to being who they are, they've got to play defense like they did in that third quarter. They gave up just 20 points. They locked down Portland. I think Portland was 1 for 10 on threes. Magic weren't much better. We're going to get to three-point shooting here in a minute. That was when they took control of this game. And again, they were up 11 heading into the final quarter, I think. Up 11 heading into the final quarter. That's where they took control of this game and really could have put it away. Now, obviously, it didn't last. Portland scored 36 points in the fourth quarter. Things got very sloppy, very crazy toward the end. There's still these little mistakes that add up. A shot at the wrong time, going for a big play when a simple one would suffice. Making free throws. Paolo Banchero obviously missed 3 critical free throws that would have iced this game when the Magic were up by 2. He missed back-to-back free throws that would have put him up 4, then gave up a foul on a Jeremy Grant lob. That put Portland in the lead. Then he split a pair of free throws on his next possession after getting to the basket late, I forget the exact sequence, but he got to the line, made these crazy plays, and then couldn't take advantage and put the game away with free throws. And then he came away with the big steal at the end. Like, at the end of the day, like, that Desmond Bane shot doesn't happen without a Paolo Banchero steal. So give all credit to Paolo Banchero. Made some mistakes, made some mental errors, made some mental lapses, and made up for them every time. Almost immediately made up for them. That is character stuff from Paolo. And obviously, like, we expect more from him. He expects more from himself. He wasn't happy. He was happy Desmond Bane bailed him out. But look, Paolo, we'll get to the box score in a minute, but the Magic leaned on their defense, and while it had its shaky moments still, Magic finished with I got it loaded up here. Magic finished with a 114.3 defensive rating. They scored 116.2 points per 100 possessions. We'll take that. A 114.3 defensive rating. That's not our standard. Like, I think the Magic need to hover around 110, 111 to be really successful this year. Because again, offense is better than people want to give it credit for. It's scoring points. But again, the offense like stalled out a little bit. They missed some key shots. They didn't get good shots down the stretch. That's got to improve. I think they got a little rattled, a little frazzled, and Portland's defense is very good. They play tight in spaces. They make you work for everything. They zoned Orlando for long stretches because they couldn't shoot. The Magic still found a way. And again, like, one of the big criticisms I think we all have is this Magic team hasn't been learning lessons while winning. So take the win. You take the win and you learn from it and you say, okay, we played and did X, Y, Z wrong, but we're still capable of winning. More than anything else, like a buzzer beating shot like that moment, again, it's just a moment. That can build confidence. I can tell you, like, okay, we got this. You know, would the Magic have won in overtime? That is the unknowable question. That is the thing we cannot figure out. We'll never know. Because both teams had their shaky moments. Both teams looked confident in one moment and then very shaky and succumbing to their flaws in the next. So what would another 5 minutes have done? It really would have been a coin flip. And look, the Magic blew an 11-point lead. The Magic had a 5-point lead with like 2 minutes left. They did not put this game away, and that is something this team has to be better at. This team has a lot of things they got to grow and improve on. I am not sitting here excusing flaws and excusing mistakes. This team has to be better, and they're playing one of the best teams in the league on Wednesday. They've got to be better if they want to beat the Knicks. They play like this against the Knicks, they might be in the game, but they're not going to win it. But right now, like watching this team and seeing where they're struggling, they're going to take anything they can get. They're going to take any opportunity they can get, any positive thing they can get and hold on to and learn from and grow from, they're going to take. Is this a turning point for Desmond, for the Magic? We're going to find out Wednesday. Just like after Friday's game, we said, is this the turning point? Well, we're going to find out Sunday. Turns out it wasn't. Turns out there's still one more lesson to learn and more frustration to get through. So is this a turning point? Well, we'll find out Wednesday in New York. Let's go through the box score. We'll talk about individual performances and what we saw coming up here in just a moment. But first, today's episode of Locked On Magic is brought to you by our friends over at Game Time. The NBA season is here. Basketball season is officially here if you're into college too. And nothing beats being in the arena for those opening games. But let's be real. Getting tickets can be a total headache. Between waiting in queues, surprise fees, and prices that jump right before checkout, it's easy to get frustrated when all you want to do is cheer on your team. That's where Game Time comes in, the app that gives fans the advantage. It's your ultimate life hack for scoring amazing NBA tickets fast, easy, and stress-free. With Game Time, you can find literally anything. I mean, anything. I buy concert tickets on Game Time. You can find theater shows on Game Time. I am a huge fan of the play Hadestown. It's coming to the Dr. Phillips Center Thanksgiving weekend. Trying to find people to go with. I love that play a ton. Yeah, I'm a musical theater nerd. Deal with it. Wait for me. Deal with it. I want to see Hadestown again. I'm going to find tickets. I'm going to go to Game Time to get my tickets. Like, honestly, I know they're going to have good seats. I know they're going to have good prices. And I know I'll be able to get them right before showtime, day of showtime, day before showtime. That's the beauty of Game Time. For sports, their zone deals are a game changer. You pick the section and Game Time picks your seats and you save big. You can even find NBA tickets for less than $25. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's code LOCKEDON NBA for $20 off. And if you want to sing show tunes with me or sing Hadestown with me, hit me up. Let me know. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Today's episode of Locked On Magic is also brought to you by our friends at Robinhood. Your ambition just met its match. With Robinhood, you play for the win, not just on game day, but every day, locking in on every opening, beating your personal record, beating it again. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control of your money. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. You can now build and execute your own trades from a desktop with Robinhood Legends advanced tools, or take advantage of the new Robinhood strategies with a tailored portfolio managed by a team of experts. You expect more from yourself, expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/YourMoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/YourMoney. Your money, your move. Let's run through the box score as the Orlando Magic defeat the Portland Trailblazers 115-112 on Desmond Bane's buzzer-beating shot. Huge three from Desmond Bane. We already went over his stats. I went over a little bit about his game, but I want to repeat it. 22 points, 9 for, excuse me, I'm still a little sick. 9 for 19 shooting, 1 for 6 from 3, 3 for 3 from the foul line, 7 assists. The 7 assists are just as big as anything else. Obviously, we want to continue to see Dez get comfortable and confident shooting, and we'll see if this becomes a catalyst for him. Just gives him a lot more confidence. But he's still making an impact elsewhere. And that, again, has been the most impressive thing. I think the Magic are leaning a little too much on his playmaking and driving and not enough on creating his shots. But, I think the Magic are getting good shots. And this is something I plan to talk about tomorrow. So we're going to put a pin in this for tomorrow. Put a pin in it for tomorrow. We're going to talk three-point shot quality. By my eye, and I don't think these numbers are up on NBA.com. We're going to save them for tomorrow. By my eye, the Magic are getting really good looks. I think they were 4 for 17 on wide open threes in Sunday's game against the Celtics. Tonight, the Magic finished just 8 for 30 from 3. And so, again, look, the Magic get threes I know we say this a million times, and we've said this over and over and over again over the last few years. If the Magic were just league average from three, or just slightly below league average, like not abysmally bad, a lot of these close games would be easy wins. A lot of these games, like that's the missing ingredient. Like I was looking back at the box score of the Celtics game and just kind of watching it back again, and just like looking through the stats, it's just like, yeah, the game against Celtics on Sunday was about turnovers. It was also about missed threes. Like the Magic just missed a lot of threes, and obviously Boston made a bunch of big ones at the end. So it's just about making shots, and like maybe I'm wrong for this, but I'm kind of the opinion, like as long as you're getting good shots, as long as that process to get good shots is fine. And Magic had like 33 points, 17 of them are wide open. You're getting good looks. You can't be afraid to shoot them, even if you're missing. You can't be afraid to shoot. But like I'm just of the opinion, like if you lose because you miss shots, like so be it. As long as they're quality shots, as long as you're stepping into them with confidence, as long as you're moving the ball to get them, like, okay, make or miss league. You can live with it. You got to find ways to adjust. And like when you miss shots, like turnovers become bigger, like all these other things become bigger. But like if it's just about making or missing shots, like find a way to make the shot. Like obviously it's like just make the shot, but you can't do much more beyond that. Like you can't do much else. I imagine when we look at the stats, and again, we'll go over them tomorrow. We'll see that the Magic got a lot of really open looks. Like I loved their process tonight. The Magic talk about trust the process all the time. Maybe that's just a faith gimmick. And again, like I'm about trusting the process too, but sometimes you need results. I thought the Magic did a really good job moving the ball, getting open looks, and credit to them. The threes weren't falling. They didn't let their head sag last week. They would have on the road trip. They would have let those missed threes ruin the game and would have been over. They didn't let that ruin the game. They got back. They defended. They didn't take as many threes. Like the threes weren't falling. We're not taking a bunch. We're gonna attack. And that was a big reason why the Magic were able to kind of stay in this game, take control of this game, is they were just constantly on the attack. Orlando finishes with 34 free throws, 29 of 34. A lot of those misses at the end of the game. Paolo missed 3 at the end of the game. They were sitting at 3 missed free throws for a long time, or 2 missed free throws for a long time. Goga missed 1, AB missed 1. Guys you can live with missing. Just missed free throws at the end of the game. Again, just leaving that door open. Just the margin for error is a little smaller when you're not able to hit shots consistently. So, like, obviously, like, we can talk about how bad the three-point shooting was, but the Magic won this game because of a 3. So it's just, again, like, you make or miss shots. It's not whatever, but it's annoying, but you just got to trust that if you get good shots, you're going to make them. And again, like, Paolo was 2 for 3 from 3. Franz was 1 for 2 from 3. It's Tristan Silva going 0 for 5 that probably really tanked that percentage. Just little things here and there. Just little things. And again, Orlando's not overly reliant on 3. I've been actually kind of quietly impressed that they're not just keep jacking up shots. Like they're passing on some of the threes they got to shoot, Bane included. But threes will go down if you keep trusting it, if you get good shots. And I thought they got really good shots. I loved their offensive process tonight. I loved what they did offensively tonight. Again, just the results didn't quite follow the way they needed to. Paolo Banchero, say what you want about the misses, about the way he ended the game. 28 points, had 8 of his 28 in the third quarter. Was at 24 entering the fourth quarter. Really was the catalyst to put the team in the lead. Obviously, like, ball in his hands to close. Didn't close the way you'd like him to. Again, make or miss league. Finished 10 for 18 from the floor, 2 for 3 from 3, 6 for 10 from the foul line, 9 rebounds. Activity in the second half, especially on the glass, was really, really good. It was really energetic. So good energy from him. Only 2 turnovers, 3 assists. Generally a good game from Paolo. Again, end of game stuff, like, struggled, like, no doubt. And that's on him. He's a leader. It's his responsibility. He's got to be a little bit better with the shot selection, getting downhill, getting to the basket, getting to the foul line. Spraying out to open players, just missed some passes as well. But generally good things from Paolo. I think the people writing his obituaries are obviously, like, a little wrong. It's been an up and down season. He's not like all NBA levels. We haven't, except for the Philadelphia game, we haven't seen him like really take over a game yet. That will come, but like his jumper looked pretty fresh for the most part. Like when he's engaged and moving quickly, I think that's the key. He's got to move quickly. I'm sure I've said this a million times. He's got to move quickly. When he moves fast, when he's in motion, really tough guy to stop. Like impossible to stop. Franz Wagner ended with 19 points, 5 for 10 shooting, 1 for 2 from the on the arc, 8 for 8 from the line, 9 rebounds for him, 6 assists, 2 blocks. Franz didn't get a lot of shots. Like just the ball wasn't coming to him, just where the ball dictated. His defense on Denny Avdia, though, fantastic. Like Avdia still finished with 27 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 for 18 shooting, though. He was 4 for 9 from 3. Got a little bit away from 3, especially in the fourth quarter. A lot of Avdia's work came in the fourth quarter. But Franz made his life miserable. And they play very similarly. Tiago Splitter said before the game that they show Denny clips of Franz, that's you. That's who you need to be. But Franz, I thought, I've been a big proponent of Franz's defense for the last few years. Franz, I thought, locked up Denny. He won that matchup wholeheartedly, even if he wasn't scoring. I thought Franz gave Denny a lot of problems, and Denny was working overtime to avoid being guarded by Franz Wagner. Really nice game from Franz. Even the scoring wasn't there. Obviously, get more shots. Shot distribution still an issue for this team. Figure out how to get their best players their best shots. But really loved what Franz did. Wendell Carter, a really solid game as well. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, 8 for 12 shooting. Did have 4 turnovers. Did get kind of stuck sometimes. Klingen's a big guy. Carter tends to struggle finishing over bigger players. A lot of flip shots, a lot of mid-range shots. Didn't have the putbacks that we've seen from him throughout the year. But again, Carter was a beast down low. Got away with got some fouls. On some switches that he tends to get. Got on himself a little bit, but I thought Wendell largely recovered and largely played well for himself. The Magic just don't have a lot of other scoring. Anthony Black in the start, only 8 points, 2 for 8 shooting. Magic had their worst offensive rating with him on the floor at 101.5. So really struggled with him. Just struggled to bring the ball up. He's being guarded by Drew Holiday. You could tell, guys just didn't want to deal with Drew in this game. Black was 1 for 3 from 3. So just keeping him involved, getting him downhill. Again, so much of this Magic offense is how can we get the guys with the ball in motion heading downhill? Once they're started, they can't be stopped. It's getting them started that's been the problem for this team throughout the year. Bench got very, very little. Portland got 17 from Jeremy Grant off the bench, 31 from Shaedon Sharpe. Magic got very little off the bench, but the two guys that really contributed, Goga Bitadze with 7 points, 5 rebounds. Jonathan Isaac played really good minutes, 7 points for him, 2 for 5 shooting, 1 for 3 from 3, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, took over part of the third quarter, classic Jonathan Isaac stuff. So really good minutes from Jonathan Isaac. He makes such an impact on defense. If your offense is rolling, play him, deal with the consequences later. It worked tonight. I don't know if it'll work permanently, but Magic had one of their best defensive ratings. Magic had a 107.7 defensive rating with Isaac on the floor. That's really good. And so Isaac played really, really well, really exceptionally well in this game. So too, honestly, did Jet Howard. I want to give Jet Howard some love. Played 19 minutes, only 3 points, only 1 for 5 shooting, only 1 for 3 from 3. But loved how aggressive he was. He wasn't settling for threes. He was getting downhill. He was trying to score. Defense is still a work in progress. We talked to him after the game. He said defense is still a work in progress for him. But he's made gains. He has gotten a lot better with his awareness on defense. There's still some things to clean up. I definitely think he missed some rotations, and I think, I don't know whose fault it was, but he messed up an inbounds play one time. Just it didn't look like he knew what he was doing. But really positive minutes for Jet, and obviously they're going to have these games where Jalen Suggs is going to play. We don't know when Jalen Suggs is going to start playing back-to-backs. Magic are 2-1 in these games, by the way. Charlotte and tonight. Having said that, Jalen Suggs is really important. We'll talk about that tomorrow too. But really positive to see Jet make a positive impact. And I don't know if it earns him more minutes, but he was ready when his number was called, and I was really impressed with how he played tonight. The Orlando Magic shoot 44.8% from the floor. Really much of a slog in the second half. 8 for 30 from 3, 29 of 34 from the foul line. They will take that. 11 offensive rebounds for 12 second chance points, but just 4 for 12 on second chance points. So a lot of points left on the board. Portland's defense is disruptive. They force turnovers. Orlando only 13 turnovers for 12 Portland points. Portland only shoots 44.4% from the floor, 13 for 36 from 3. Threes got them back in the game, kept them in the game. 19 for 26 from the foul line. Excessive fouling, also a problem. Helped Portland get back in the game in the fourth quarter, but Portland also left a lot of points on the board. I'm sure if you go listen to our friends at Locked On Blazers, they will talk about these missed opportunities. A lot of things that we've talked about on the Magic's end about how they just kind of left something on the board here. So both these teams pretty fairly matched in this game. Came down to one shot. Desmond Bane hit it. What can you say? Only that, Portland merely adopted the dark. Desmond Bane was born in it. But that's how the cookie crumbles. The Magic defeat the Portland Trailblazers 115 to 112. They are back in action Wednesday at the Garden Madison Square Garden against the New York Knicks. But that's going to do it for me today. As you can tell, my voice is going. You can, of course, find me on Twitter at PhilipRR_OMD and on Blue Sky at PhilipRR. You can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Himalaya, Google Play, Spotify, Odyssey, and all of the places you download podcasts to your podcast-enabled listening device. For the latest on the Orlando Magic, be sure to check out. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search for Locked On Magic. For the latest on the Orlando Magic, be sure to check out OrlandoMagicDaily.com. You can find us on Twitter at OMagicDaily. And for even more Orlando Magic content, be sure to check out my Patreon page, the Orlando Magic Hub, at patreon.com/Orlando Magic Hub. As always, thank you for your support. Now that you're done making Locked On Magic your first listen of the day, go check out the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Josh Lloyd hosts the #1 fantasy basketball podcast, giving you daily tips and helping you win your league, all while making you a smarter NBA fan. Find Locked On Fantasy Basketball on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. That's going to do it for me today, though. I want to thank you all again for listening to today's episode of Locked On Magic. On tomorrow's episode of Locked On Magic, we will talk Jalen Suggs' impact. There is a real statistical impact with Jalen Suggs. We'll talk about that. Plus, where the Magic are getting their threes, we'll address that as well. But until then, for Orlando Magic Daily and Locked On Magic, this has been Philip Rossman-Reich. We'll see y'all again next time for another episode of Locked On Magic.